Hey there, and welcome to A Well-Rounded Life, the podcast, a space for creative entrepreneurs seeking an intentional life and biz filled with grace, passion, and purpose. I'm your host, Geomyra. I'm a mama, wife, dessert fanatic, and on the ultimate mission to get you closer to your idea of what it means to live a well-rounded life. Right here is where you'll find curated resources, quick tips, and relatable stories, no matter what season of life you're in. So hang out with me for a bit and let's dive in. Hey, well-rounders, Geomyra here, back with another fun and informative episode of A Well-Rounded Life. However, today I am not alone. I have a special guest joining me in my office, ready to help you live more well-rounded. And if you are a true well-rounder or one of my playmakers, you already know how I feel about today's co-host. My girl, my very own well-rounded life liaison, Kimmi, is back. Kimmi is ready to school us on how you can start to live more well-rounded by making one small adjustment in your life that will have a huge impact. And surprise, that adjustment is onboarding your very own well-rounded life assistant, liaison, or whatever you want to call your right-hand woman, or man. So, without further ado, Kimmi, welcome back to the show.
Hey!
How are you today, my Kimmi? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm feeling good today. I'm back in one piece.
Back in one piece. Okay, so my girl here took a spill, lost some teeth, busted her chin or lip, and scared the heck out of me, but You're looking good. You're looking good.
Better.
You're looking good. So we delayed this taping because she was out of commission, and geez Louise, she's back, and I'm so happy you're looking good, kid. You're looking good. All right, Kimmi, for our new friends, can you tell them a little bit about yourself and what you do over here at GLP Ventures and Team Pollard?
Yes, so I wear a lot of different hats, and I have my hand in a little bit of everything in the house, whether it's being your personal assistant, your house manager, the nanny.
Not the nanny, though.
The babysitter, whatever.
Right.
Or sometimes even a therapist. I mean,
man, we call it, my friends and I, we call it the Housewives of Nova. And
yeah.
Kimmi gets all the tea and then the feedback and looks at us like we crazy. So, yes, it's a therapist to help me stay on track and not hurt anybody over here. So, thank you for that, Kimmi. You were my first guest, and you are now the first person to be on the show twice in a year. So VIP status has been reserved for the best of the best, Kimmi. So you got your VIP card over here. Okay, so I wanted to bring you back on the show because every week I get asked the $1 million question. How can I give me a Kimmi? Anytime people come in contact with you, they know how amazing you are, and they see how much you help us around here in my business and in just life in general. And so everyone wants to know, how can I get me a Kimmi? And so I swear your name has turned into its own title, like, I need to get me a Kimmi. Like, it's a crazy thing. So people normally say things like, I need a virtual assistant, I need a housekeeper or a nanny or something of the sort. And once they realize that they need more than just that VA, that housekeeper or whatever, that's when I hear the words, I need a Kimmi. Mm-hmm. So Kimmi, let's chat about how someone can get themselves a Kimmi. All right, the first question I have for you is, why do our listeners, the ones that are busting their butts and going 100 miles an hour, need a well-rounded life assistant, someone like you? Why would someone need someone like you in their lives?
Yeah. Well, because they're going 100 miles per hour, sometimes things can be missed, little details. Mm-hmm. Things start getting a little neglected, and
don't look over here.
Sometimes you just need, a little extra hand to help them out and to help them keep their focus on what really needs to get done.
True. So she's that person that will come in and take some things off your plate so that you can focus on the things that are robust or the things that only you can attend to in your business or life. But everything else, Kimmi's got my back, and she's, holds us down in that area. Okay, so how can having a well-rounded life assistant in your life help you in a professional setting?
In a professional setting, well, you could, if you have a well-rounded life assistant, they can help you focus on your business, whether that's because you are not spending time folding the laundry or not spending time, doing the dishes, letting the dog out, like just those little things.
Now we're looking at the crazy dog.
Yeah. That'll take you away from what you're needing to do, and then leads to like distracting you and doing other stuff. And then you've gone from your desk for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, because especially when people work from home like I do, I in the beginning would get distracted and want to fold the laundry, want to do the dishes, wanting to do all these different things. But Kimmi keeps me focused so that I can just lock myself at the desk, and then she can help with other things. And then on some days she works in the dining room or another room and works on some business back end stuff for us in the professional aspect as well. So her role is very multifaceted, and so it works for us because there's a lot going on here. But the blessing is Kimmi can do a lot of things that help me save some time. So my professionals out there, if you do, again, I like to take this show, I like for the show to be for people who are creatives, but then people who also have 9-to-5s. So I don't want my friends who are 9-to-5s to think that they don't need some help or a person or whatever because they have a 9-to-5. You can still get someone to help you with the back end stuff so you can be more efficient at your 9-to-5, and you don't have to come home from a crazy busy day and do all of the things that need to happen. So something to consider for everybody, regardless of where you work, how you work, and all that. You still can use some help every now and again. Okay. What are some of the job responsibilities of a well-rounded life person? And again, I use the title of, you can call your person whatever you want to call them, but for me, she helps me live well-rounded, so that's why that's her title. But what are some of the job responsibilities of a well-rounded life assistant?
It really depends on what you need, so it's catered to your life. So that's why I think it's a good title as well. Well, whatever your well-rounded life looks like, then that's what your person's responsibility will be. So whether that is having a babysitter, a nanny, or just a house manager, someone that pays the bills or makes sure that the landscaper is coming.
Yeah, we have friends who have house managers and some people who just have personal assistants and someone who just takes care of the kids. But for us over here, we just, again, have a lot of different things going on. So it's nice to have someone that is competent and actually does a better job than I do in a lot of the areas on our team. So that's super important as well. What would you say are qualities of a dope, amazing, killer, well-rounded life assistant?
Well, I think
don't start describing yourself. Go on, tell us about you. Tell us about you. Go on.
I think definitely a little bit of OCD is required.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Come over here, they open the drawers, and they're like, "You didn't? No, I did not do that. Kimmi did that. It's all her."
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
And also, with that comes attention to detail. Also being compassionate, and willing to just be that listening ear that sometimes your client needs just to vent.
Housewives of Nova.
Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, girl.
But
the tea, literally,
it's hot. It's
hot. Here we go. Sorry, go on. Sorry, but qualities. We're on qualities.
But yeah, someone that's willing to help, wanting to help, that feels the need to help. But yeah, someone that is ready to become part of the family as well.
True. Someone can jump in and do all the things, who knows when to shift. You do a great job of coming in and knowing what needs the attention sometimes. And that goes back to the whole well-rounded life idea, is that sometimes I'll have a list of things that I feel like need to get done, and then Kimmy's like, I'm gonna shift and do this instead because we know it'll make me feel better when I walk into a space, or she just knows. You have to have that instinct as well to know what needs the love and attention at the time, and being able to shift and pivot based on what we have going on in the business and what we are about to launch, or just things. Our weeks each week are different for our families. Like this week is back to school night week, so Kimmy's gonna come help us with that, and so it's just different being able to pivot and shift. So if you are able to do that, that's an amazing quality to have, so that you just kind of know what needs to be served and loved on at the time.
Yeah. And it takes time to get there.
True.
To be able to pivot.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
With time.
Time and communication and feedback, which is important when you are onboarding somebody, is having those conversations with them on what works, what doesn't work, what you need, when you need it, how you need it. So it's like open your mouth, let it be known, and you set that person up for success as well as the boss, partner, team leader, whatever you want to call yourself. What are some red flags or things that you look for, or someone else should look for, when they are sourcing a well-rounded life assistant?
I would have to say how they are responding to you, if they're responding at all. That's a big red flag. If you have something planned, or like an appointment to do a call or an interview, and they never show up, or even give you a heads up, that's a big red flag. Because then they're just wasting your time.
Let me give a backstory to that. So Kimmi has basically done her own consulting situation, killing it over there, where she helps people source a Kimmi. And so when she says red flags to look for, it's because some people will ghost you, or they'll make excuses when you are trying to interview and on board, or whatever it is. So she's basically saying that the red flags are, if you flaky from Jump Street, keep it moving, because you are not made out for the job. So don't be begging somebody to show up and do the work. Just kind of take it as a sign that you need to move on.
Thank you. Next.
Bye. Bye. Not doing that. No, so now that we know what we need and what to look for, what websites or resources would you suggest in order to start the process of finding helping hands? What have you used in the past and felt have been great tools to get someone started?
Care.com is a really good place to start.
We love Care.com.
Yeah, we like Care.
We do.
Craigslist is nice too, because it's more based on your location, and so you don't have randoms coming from
You've been hanging out on Craigslist, Kimmi? You was on Craigslist. Well, there's a small random fact. I found a job, my EA job, 12 years ago. It's been a minute. I found it when I worked in corporate America through Craigslist, because a recruiter was hanging out on Craigslist. And so I found my great job on Craigslist. So it is a resource that I sometimes feel like people have kind of forgotten about. But hey, there's still some talent. You gotta weed out the crazies. But Craigslist, there are some cool people hanging out on Craigslist. So I give it to them. So Care.com, Craigslist, those are your go-to.
And word of mouth too is a good one.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea, is seeing if people have family members who need a job, or if your person knows a person. So that's important too, just to ask. I always say people can't help you if they don't know what you need, so letting people know that you are hiring for a well-rounded life position. And I think it's another thing to keep in mind is your job, you probably deal with the kids like 10%. So, sometimes people think Care.com and it's just like little nannies and babysitters and all that. But no, there are people that are on there that are looking for jobs that aren't even related to dealing with children. So keep that in mind as well when you are looking for someone. That try to find platforms that may still have a children base, because I feel like if they can take care of your kids, they should be able to be responsible in other areas as well. Okay, so I have run across people who know they need help, but they won't even take the steps to look into someone because they are terrified of the potential cost of hiring someone. And I'll admit, it's scary to think that you have to add another line item or a bill, but I honestly know the value and worth of it. But there are people who they're scared because they don't know what they don't know. So my next question is all about money. So how much should you pay your well-rounded life assistant? And we are in the DMV area where things tend to be a bit more pricey. However, what's the average range and hourly rate of a well-rounded life assistant?
It can really range even in our area. Depending, you can go 5 miles from here and it'll range differently. But I think a good range to look at is 15 to 20 on average. In other areas, it can go higher than 20.
Yeah, I've seen people like in other counties that will remain nameless.
They go way up.
Yeah, where the big bucks, and even in the city, when you go closer to the DC area, it will be a lot more money but cost of living. So you kind of keep that in mind. But I think $15 to $20 an hour, and obviously, guys, you got to account for Uncle Sam, taxes, and all that jazz. So being mindful of making sure people can live off of what you are paying them is important as well. So something to consider. And I say all the time that you would be surprised at what you can afford once you actually run your numbers. You can't tell you're going to pay somebody $50 an hour and you know that you can't afford to pay them $50 an hour. So it's important that you run your numbers and you know what your budget can uphold before you bring someone else into the equation. That is super important. You will be even more surprised once you figure out that paying someone else to do the tasks that are time sucks for you personally can generate more income in your business and more time with your family, which we all know is super important as you work to live more well-rounded. And I said on our last show together that if your hourly rate personally is $100 an hour and you're paying your assistant $25 an hour, you are able to bring home $75 because that's the difference of 100 less the 25 versus the alternative. The alternative is losing $100 an hour when you start to get your hands in all the things that you shouldn't and the things that are holding you back. So would you rather lose $100 an hour by trying to do everything yourself, which has removed you from your business, or at least make some coin of $75 an hour and finding that joy as well in your business? So that's super important. And since our last interview, Kimmi, as I mentioned, you have actually worked with a handful of creatives and busy boss ladies that are rocking their 9 to 5, and you have been instrumental in helping source and virtually train, which I think is really cool, virtually train other well-rounded life assistants around the globe and other house managers. With that, now that our well-rounders have taken the first steps to outsourcing tasks, what are some suggestions you have for a successful onboarding? Because onboarding is super important.
Communication. Like, that's the number one, because you've got a new person coming in your space. They have no idea of how you like things or how things should be. So for that person to just be guessing is bad.
Time. And money.
Bad.
And for sure.
So if you can, from the bat, tell them what you're expecting, what you need done, what's important to you, then that will help them in the long run figure out what needs to get done now so that you can run more efficiently.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, is also when they are onboarded, having meetings with them, checking in, conversations, a game plan, what the goals are. Like, we talk about our numbers of what goals we want to reach on the business side of it, and so then we make a plan to make all that stuff happen. So every now and again we'll have like planning and strategy meetings. Every Monday we have our Monday meetings, and then house stuff, she kind of got that just systematized, so she's killing it there. But I think when you onboard someone is having that conversation so that we ain't wasting time, because we do not like doing that over here. And it's someone's first week. What are some tips you can throw their way in order to start off on the right foot?
In the same line with communication, asking the questions. I mean, if you don't know, you need to ask.
Don't be a little scared punk. You
gotta open up and ask. Even use different apps that'll help. Like, we use Wunderlist whenever we need to make a list and check things off.
Yeah.
We're both connected to it, and we both know what's getting done and
Asana
what needs to get, Asana, what needs to get done. So that also keeps you communicated, even though you're not together and verbally communicating. So I think that's...
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Is you bring them on to your systems and what you use in your business, you can actually use it in your personal life. So we'll use Asana when we get ready for our in-person intensives and retreats. We use Asana to make sure we know what needs to happen, and then Wunderlist for stuff in the house. So find these apps and these tools, and we'll link them in the show notes, because you can incorporate them for your house manager, assistant, unicorn, whatever you want to call said person. So all of these tips and gems that you have dropped today were super helpful, as usual, for someone that is looking to change things up in the coming months. And I want to challenge our listeners to do something scary. I want to challenge them to write down where they feel that they may need some help, as well as things someone else on your team can be a better assistant. So make that list. Where do you need help? Like, be very transparent, write it down, don't be ashamed, don't be scared, and then make a list of where someone else can actually help you and come in and be your saving grace, because then now it's all laid out and you can make a plan, and then you can let your new person know how they can hold you down and make sure you are good. And by doing so, you will have your foundation set so that you can set yourself up for an amazing quarter, a great season, and an even more phenomenal year. And to get you started, Kimmi has created a cheat sheet for you. The cheat sheet is a portion of some of the questions that Kimmi uses when interviewing potential candidates for her consulting, I cannot talk today, clients. And so head over to a wellroundedlifepodcast.com, episode 20, and you can grab the freebie that Kimmi created, and you can use it when you are ready to pull the trigger and outsource like a boss. So you may not be there just yet, but grab it, snatch it, download it, and use it so that you can have your person onboarded and ready to rock and roll when that time comes.
You're welcome.
Yeah, because you did put some love into that bad boy. So the cheat sheet will be linked in the show notes, and you can grab that whenever you are ready. Okay. As you guys know, I am passionate about this topic, and I love having Kimmi on the show because she's just been so instrumental in my life personally. And bringing her on my team has been the best decision that I have made, hands down. And people ask me all the time, how do I do what I do? How do you do it? And all of that. And the answer is simple: with help. I cannot do any of this stuff alone. And I hate to bust your bubble, girlfriend. You can't do it alone out there. So if you want to make boss moves, you want to level up, you want to elevate, you want your stuff running like a well-oiled machine, get some help. People don't even need to know that you got help. They can just be your secret weapon in your back pocket. But get some help, because it's time for you to elevate, for you to be able to do all the things that you really want to do. Now is your time to actually set yourself up for success so that you can make it all happen. Your mentors, your influencers, and all those people that you follow online, they are rocking it out. And guess what, guys? They are doing it with help. They are working smarter and not harder, and they are doing all of this so that they can reach their goals faster and be more efficient. So now it is your turn to do the same without making excuses, because we are getting you set up so that you can be able to make the best use of your new unicorn, your helping hands. So get into it. Get into this idea, because I'm telling you that it will definitely be a game changer for your personal and your professional life. Okay. So if you want more information on this whole idea of a well-rounded life, assistant, liaison, whatever, DM me. I'm at Coach for Creatives, or you can send me an email, hello@coachingforcreatives.co. I'm an open book. And before we end the show, though, I want to do what we do with our rapid fire questions. So, Kimmi, are you ready to be a part of my favorite part of the show?
Yes.
All right. So here we go. Someone asked me this question recently. The question is, what's the first thing you do in the morning?
Open my eyes. No, okay.
Don't do it.
No, I use the bathroom. I mean,
Come on, Carrie, really?
I mean, I don't know.
Do your thing, girl.
Go to the bathroom, brush my teeth.
Okay. Are you one of those people that reaches for their cell phone in the morning?
Well, to turn my alarm clock off, but sometimes I'll be up before my alarm clock.
Okay. You don't read emails or like Instagram or nothing? You just head to the bathroom.
I just
do your thing. We'll move on. What's your favorite drink from Starbucks?
Right now I'm really liking the iced blueberry black tea lemonade.
See, she brought me one of those, but I'm still rocking with the peach green tea lemonade.
Yeah.
Sweetened with light ice, so you can savor more of it, guys. You're welcome. You're welcome. So good. And my next question, Netflix and chill or reading is fundamental?
Netflix and chill.
Yeah. So fun fact, we recently cut cable. We've been toying around with this idea for 100 years, and I'm getting into this whole Netflix thing now. I don't normally watch TV, but it's pretty good stuff on Netflix. I see the hype. I see the hype now. And you're all about the Netflix life, so it's good. Favorite ice cream flavor?
Ooh, I like to mix it up. I like coffee and Oreos.
Together?
Yes.
You mix them together?
If I can find somewhere that has it, then I'll get that.
Fancy. Favorite brand of ice cream?
Breyers, I guess. Like a grocery store ice cream.
Keeping it very American.
But I like Move Through if you have to pick like a specialty.
Where is that?
They have their own little place.
Oh.
I don't
locally.
know.
There's
it's a local place.
There's a place out in Haymarket, or no, it's further than that. I'll have to take you there.
It's like in Catlett, past Catlett.
No, Slim. I'm talking the place I'm talking about. It's like it's out in the countryside, but it's still bomb. You have to try it.
Okay.
Celebrity crush.
Ooh, what's that guy? Chris Hemsworth?
Oh, that guy. Yeah, with the blonde hair and the blue eyes. Yeah. I know of him. I know what he looked like.
Yeah.
I just cannot think of a movie he's in right now. But I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Today was fun, as always. I like having guests on the show. So if there is someone else you want me to bring on the show, let me know. Also, you can DM or send us an email. Thanks, Boo. Thanks for joining me and enlightening our well-rounders. I appreciate you, Tribe. Thank you for listening. And do me a quick favor. Check out the link in the show notes and leave us a 5-star rating and a quick review. Pretty please, if you have some time. It would mean so very much to us. And don't forget to also check out the show notes for today's freebie that Kimmi is offering you guys. Download, save it, and use it when you need it. We love you. We thank you for listening, and I will see you on the gram, and I will chat with you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Friends, thanks for kicking it with us this week. Remember to subscribe so you're notified when a new episode airs. I'd love it if you leave us a review and share this goodness with your squad. Until next time, seek a well-rounded life and remember to focus on what matters most.